Welcome to Catalina Treats Gluten-Free Bakery. I'm Jessie and I'm so happy to share with you this amazing bolognese sauce with a surprise gluten-free noodle. The recipe for this bolognese sauce is from my friends Teresa and Cam at the Flour, Eggs, and Yeast channel. They'll share the sauce recipe and I'll make my favorite gluten-free noodles. Let's get started with Teresa and Cam.
Thanks, Jessie. We're really super excited to be on with you today in your channel. I'm Cam.
I'm Teresa.
And we're here to help put together
a cabbage and bolognese dish. So excited to be working with Jessie, and you will see Cam and Jessie making this dish and I will be behind the camera.
Which is code for drinking wine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye guys.
Let's get started. Tutto Rosso tomato sauce. Love Tutto Rosso sauce. This is already technically pre-done. You could just use it on stuff. Why? It's a tomato that has been pureed down to very smooth consistency. Already a great base, but we're gonna make it better. How are we gonna make it better? Bolognese, we need meat. I'm gonna use ground sirloin.
What other meats can you use if you don't have ground sirloin?
I chose sirloin because it's a little bit lower in fat. Any beef is fine, veal, pork. Most of the times we make the trifecta, right? We use all three. If you want something, you could use ribeye if you want, right? Get a really big blast of flavor.
Is ground turkey an acceptable substitute?
Turkey? Yeah, of course. Turkey would actually be great. It's very classic, right? Turkey and cabbage or beef and cabbage. So this is quick, it's easy, it's super flavorful, and I think you're really gonna enjoy it. Let's get started, let's get eating, let's get cooking.
Quick safety tip from Teresa. Please make sure to put a wet or damp paper towel underneath your cutting board. This will allow it not to slide and make the chance of you cutting yourself a little less likely.
And now we're gonna make your life easier by not cutting the onion, actually using a grater. We're gonna grate an onion.
I have never grated an onion before. I didn't even cry.
Nobody wants to cry, right? This is a happy time. So we're gonna use the grater, we're gonna minimize the tears. We're gonna get a bunch of very evenly sliced onions that are just gonna melt when we cook them. We're also going to, we're gonna crush the garlic real quick with the knife, and then we're gonna mince it, right? We're gonna get it really tiny pieces, again, so that they brown evenly, and you get a good garlic bite that's not overpowering, so you get the flavor across the entire dish. We're gonna coat our pan here with some olive oil. You can use canola oil or any other type of oil. We like the flavor of olives. If you don't like any flavor at all, grapeseed oil is a great choice. All right, so we're gonna turn the heat up here. We're gonna get this oil and pan nice and hot. We're gonna put the meat in and brown it.
Is this an old family recipe?
Yeah, this is actually a family recipe. However, most Italian cooking is pretty simple with the ingredients. They just use really high quality fresh ingredients, and the differences come from the technique and the time to prepare the dish. We're gonna want to make sure that we're chopping that meat up so it gets into as small pieces as possible. It helps it cook, it helps the flavor release and the sauce to kind of combine. We're gonna do a tablespoon of Mrs. Dash to round out the flavor. We're going to add the tomato sauce now. Also, when you're done adding the tomato sauce, go ahead and refill that can up about a quarter of a way with water. What you can do with that is swirl it around, get all of the sauce and seasoning that did not come out, and get it incorporated. It also, as well, it helps thin the sauce out a little bit, so that as we cook it and that water evaporates, the sauce consistency will remain exactly where we want it. We're going to add in our tomato paste. This is simulating us cooking down those quartered tomatoes into a paste, right? This is taking hours of work and just scooping it right in. So the tomato paste is really going to amp up that flavor. If you're cooking for other people, they should be heading into the kitchen now saying, "What smells so good? What are we eating?" 15 to 20 minutes. I mean, you're good to go. Turn it down low and let it ride for, as long as you need to, until the sauce starts turning dark. When it turns dark, it's been overcooked. Let that also be a tip. If you go out to eat and the sauce looks really super dark red, it's probably been cooked all day.
Let's make the noodles. In a large stock pot, boil 3 cups of water and add in a little salt. Wash well and remove the outer leaves from 1 head of green cabbage. Slice the cabbage in thin slices. For 2 servings, I use about 1.5 cups of cabbage.
So Jesse, we have to ask, Catalina Treats, gluten-free bakery, we don't really see that a lot, right? There's not a lot of gluten-free bakeries out there. So we have to ask, did you choose gluten-free or did gluten-free choose you?
We've been gluten-free for a while now. My husband has skin issues if he even touches a little bit of gluten, and I love baking gluten-free. I love trying new things. We both feel better and we both have more energy if we're not eating gluten.
Yeah, a little bit of both. That's the great thing. You get a chance to support each other in eating lifestyles. Yeah, that's outstanding.
When that's sliced up, put the cabbage in the boiling water and let it cook for 10 to 20 minutes. I like the cabbage cooked until it just starts to soften just a little bit, but you can make it more soft, more like sauerkraut. What are your favorite desserts for this meal?
My favorite desserts for this meal? First, it's got to start with a little bit of limoncello. After that, if we're staying gluten-free, it would most definitely be gelato. If all bets are off, I like tiramisu and I love cannolis. But gelato, especially in the summertime, you can't beat it. I know that we have our spots when we travel. We go to Italy and Rome and Sicily. There are gelato shops that we stop at, regardless of how long we have or where we're going.
When your cabbage is cooked, drain it well in a strainer and press down just a little bit to make sure you get that excess water out.
So do you have a dessert on your channel that you would recommend?
I love chocolatey desserts. I'd probably go with my gluten-free classic chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah, we love chocolate too. What's your most popular recipe?
My most popular video is a hazelnut chocolate chip cookie and avocado chocolate mousse, and that would also be a fabulous dessert for this dish.
Yeah, we're all about cookies too. I love cookies. I'm also all about bakery items.
Then you're going to transfer it into a skillet and cook it on a low heat, add in about a tablespoon of butter and a little more salt. Saute this for about 10 to 15 minutes and let the water cook out until you have a nice cabbage noodle. What's the most popular video on your channel?
The most popular video on the channel, when we really kicked off our Tomatoes 101 video, was the most popular. It actually still is by views, but some of the other travel videos, now that we're able to travel, are starting to get more popular. So we'll see. Tune in and find out.
Get that onto your plate and get ready for the sauce.
Okay guys, we're pretty much done. Very successful. Check it out if you could see it. tomatoes are cooked perfectly. The steak is good. The sirloin, you can see the garlic in there. The grated onions just melted into the sauce. The only other thing that you may want to put in here, which we usually don't, but sometimes do, carrots. So you can finely grate carrots to give it a little bit of sweetness. Not everybody likes carrots, so we didn't put it in. There's nothing not to like about that. That's good. How can people find more of your content?
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or here on YouTube, Catalina Treats Gluten Free Bakery.
I mean, we really want to thank you. You made that cabbage look so easy and inviting. I really think the cabbage is very inventive, and I think it fit perfectly, and I know that we're going to be doing this often.
Thank you so much, Teresa and Cam, for sharing this delicious recipe. I hope you enjoy this delicious bolognese sauce and gluten-free cabbage noodles. Please like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share this with your friends and family. We're always creating great new recipes at Catalina Treats Gluten Free Bakery.